I was thinking about the Bible story, the parable of the talents, where a master entrusted three servants with talents or money. The first servant, he gave 5 talents and he doubled it to 10. The second servant got 2 talents and he doubled it to 4. And the third servant got 1 talent and he hid it in the ground. And when the master came back, he was excited about the first 2 servants because they doubled their money. But the third servant, he was disappointed and called him wicked because he just got the money and hid it. And he told that servant that, hey, you should have at least gotten that money and gave it to the bank to at least make interest. And when I thought about that third servant, I thought about it from an aspect that we have to develop the mindset of being producers and not consumers. Because a lot of times when we get resources such as money, a lot of people think of money from a consuming aspect and not a producing aspect. A producing aspect meaning getting money, having money, and being able to think of ways to be able to grow the money. Whether it's a business, whether it's through investing, things of that nature. Because we're groomed to be able to have money and use that money to acquire stuff, buy things. But when we have that consumer mindset, it puts us in a state to where we are not being wise. We're not being resourceful with what we have. So it's very important that we develop that mindset of being producers, because the third servant who got the 1 talent and just put it inside the ground, he had a mindset of not being abundant. He just put it in the ground and he wasn't wise. He wasn't resourceful. He lacked the ambition. He lacked the knowledge to be able to do the wise thing with the money. And we have to do the wise thing with the money, because that's how we can change our financial, situation and be really good stewards with our money. Because when we have money and we can think of ways to be able to grow money and being able to produce, that's how you change your financial situation. And I was thinking about how if most people just had that mindset of being producers and not consumers, a lot of people's finances would change overnight. They can start to kind of really move forward with their finances and get the ball rolling. But what hurts a lot of people, and I see, because I was watching a show where a lot of people call in and they tell of their financial situations, tell about what's going on with their finances. You have a lot of people who are higher earners, but then they're living paycheck to paycheck. They are just getting by, essentially. And the reason why is because they develop a consumer mindset. They've kept up with the Joneses. They bought this, they've bought that, they've upgraded that, instead of saying, hey, I've gotten a bonus, I've gotten a raise, let me see what I can do with these monies to be resourceful, being able to grow the money with a business, through investing, things of that nature. And that's what hurts a lot of people, because they consume first and they produce nothing or produce second, when it should be vice versa. It should be a producer first and then a consumer. And don't get me wrong, we all have to consume, right? We all have to buy things from the store. We all have to do this and do that for ourselves and for our family. But the problem is the balance. You have to have balance. You can't be 100% consumer and then just 0% producer. You need to have that 50-50 balance, and with producing being your core competency to being able to really make your money grow. So that's what I got. That's one aspect from that story, is that this person, that third individual, he had just a mindset of not being abundant. He just had a mindset that where I'm going to get the money and I'm just going to hide it and just kind of just, that's it, not do anything with it. But we are commanded, when we are blessed with resources, to being able to be good stewards with that money and do wise things and grow that money. We're not here on this earth just to stay stagnant and just get by, but we're here to grow, not only as individuals but also with our money as well. So I just want to share it with you guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this conversation, and definitely, if you can, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. I appreciate it, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.